is he needs to make a bigger impact on the outcome of today's game. Last week, he was not bad by any stretch of the imagination, but it was really just a modest performance. He was okay. Well, okay at the quarterback position is not a winning formula week in and week out in the NFL. They need him to be a difference maker. They need him to be a dynamic playmaker. He's capable of all those things, and if we can get that level of play out of him today, I think they can expect a different result than last week. Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on first down, but that's exactly the case here.
Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. Once again, oh no, right at the start, he loses the football. The Vikings have got it.
Something these running back coaches preach all the time, Mike, is you can't sacrifice the ball for additional yardage, and I think we had a case of that going here. I love the effort. I love the fight, but it can't come at the expense of the ball. Everything in football is about protecting the ball itself, and in this case, just a little bit too loose with it. They're able to pop it loose, and that's a big turnover.
The Vikings led out by the rookie, J.J. McCarthy. Won the national championship at the University of Michigan. Wasn't asked to throw it a ton during that championship run, but very athletic, very impressive. And Greg, he's the guy for the votes.
Mike, when you put the film on of J.J. McCarthy, what really jumps off the screen is his ability to display footwork both inside and outside the pocket. And those movement throws, especially in today's NFL, they are so critical. On top of all that, he has a lot of trust in his arm. He's not afraid to attack tight windows. If he can continue to develop, continue to hone this obvious talent, he could really be a special player in this league.
They need 6 for the touchdown. 2nd and goal. Working out of the shotgun, it is McCarthy. And he'll take it on in. Jordan Addison. Touchdown, Vikings. It's his 4th touchdown on the year. So the turnover turns into a quick touchdown, and Greg, that's exactly how you want your offense to take care of business.
Anytime your defense can create those sudden change situations, Mike, absolutely, you have to take advantage of it. 1 second, you're sitting on the bench, going over your next drive. All of a sudden, after that turnover, you've got to be able to get out on the field and go. Take advantage of the short field and results in a nice touchdown.
$7-0 is our score as this kick is sent into the air. This one is fielded in the end zone, but he will not bring it out. It's a touchback, and this drive will begin at the 30-yard line. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. They move Laporta, sending him in motion. Off to throw on 1st down. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down. They move Laporta, sending him in motion. Throwing on 2nd down. Goff. Catch is made by Wright.
And this is where the versatility of the tight end position really starts coming into play. Not only do they have to line up with their hand on the ground, but they can occasionally split out in the slot. And man, they're too fast for linebackers and a lot.
That one intercepted. Picked off by Josh Metellus. And he is going to score. A pick 6 for the touchdown. The pick 6 for the score. Greg, that is the one thing this offense did not want to see. And it really is demoralizing to see that happen in that spot.
Absolutely, Mike. And that's one of those cases where you just would like to see the quarterback say, all right, I'm going to live to play another day. Don't force that throw. Don't try to make a play that's not there. Because not only do you turn the ball over, you give them an easy 6.
And on the other side, the defense, what a moment. Uplifting for them. Big momentum builder.
Yeah, and that's the way games are shaped in this league, Mike. I mean, you find yourself able to capitalize on a mistake by an offense. You get yourself an easy touchdown. All of a sudden, your sideline finds themselves completely rejuvenated.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Here comes the return from a yard or two deep. Oh, he's got room past the 30. Oh, very good field position to start as the return is past the 40. Here's the Detroit offense now, headed back onto the field. They trail by 2 touchdowns, so the time is now. Got to get that rally going. It starts with 1st and 10. And a nice run. Get them about 9. It'll bring up 2nd down. Patrick motioning here. Goff gives it to Gibbs. And he's not going to get away. They're going to bring him down on the other side of midfield. Here's a 3rd down and 4. Out of the shotgun, it's Goff. That one on target to Williams. He's got it. A gain of 16 on that pass play. 1st down, Detroit. Here's Gibbs. And that'll be a pickup of 3. Second and 7. They move Laporta, sending him in motion. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
From the gun, on 3rd down, it's now a loose football. One of his teammates there to take it back in.
After these kind of plays, Mike, you just wish the sideline was a mile away, because you know when you get there, you are going to catch an earful. They stress all week, ball carriers. We have to protect the ball. In this case, it doesn't result in a turnover, but the lost yardage now brings up 4th down. These are drive killers.
And no chance of a run back here. This one's going to sail out of bounds. Out comes the Minnesota offensive unit as they get set to take over. They've raced out to a 14-0 lead. They've done nothing wrong so far. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down. From the shotgun, it's a throw from McCarthy. And they'll get about 8 out of that one, but still a little work to do now on 3rd down.
The receiver thought he had a nice soft spot in that zone coverage, and he settles down to give a nice target to the quarterback. But the defense had eyes on him the entire time. Secure rally tackle prevents that from turning into a big play.
Third and 2, and here's McCarthy. He's got his man. Right side. It's complete. It's a gain of 12 there. It'll be a Vikings 1st down.
These 3rd down conversions are just so important, Mike. Everybody stresses we want to possess the ball, give our offense as much opportunity to end as many drives as we can, scoring points. So if you want to stay on the field, you better be good on 3rd down.
This to the right side, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
I think he just rushed that decision just a little bit downfield. I mean, it's one thing to trust your guy to make a play in tight coverage, but I think if he was a little bit more patient in his progression, there was an easier throw out there that wouldn't make him have to throw such a tight window ball and put his receiver in a tight spot.
They put a receiver in motion to the left. Throwing again is McCarthy. He'll let this go. Deep for Jefferson.
Well, not exactly breaking news here, Mike. They got speed on the perimeter that just not a lot of teams in the NFL have. So even though that ball falls incomplete, I think they have to continue to do it. Continue to pressure this defense and make them defend the entire field. Because as they're worried about him running by them, there is a lot of space open underneath.
So, after 2 straight incompletions, here's 3rd and 10. And some problems communicating on 3rd down, and that's going to be a delay.
Still 3rd down.
Whoa, things are getting tougher. It's now 3rd and 15. To the air once more is McCarthy. He'll get this over the middle to Jefferson. He's going to be brought down very close to that line to gain. They're going to mark him just a bit short. And now it's 4th down.
I think this is one of those plays that when the ball carrier watches this back in the film room tomorrow, he's going to be a little frustrated with himself. If he could just have made that one guy miss, he picks up the 1st down. Instead, he gets brought down short of the sticks. And now they got a 4th down decision to make.
Early big play here. They're going to go for it on 4th down. Needing the tough yards, they'll go with their fullback. And he's going to pick up the Vikings' 1st down. Quite a call there. They go for it on 4th and inches, and it's a gain of 5.
This play should always end up converting a 4th down, especially at this distance. But you can't tell me there weren't some nerves on that sideline as they sent that play in to snap it. But fortunately, nothing to worry about. The offense gets it done.
From the 39, here's a 1st and 10. From the gun, here's McCarthy. A hit as he throws there. It's going to wind up incomplete. The pressure got to him that time, and it'll set up 2nd down. Here's McCarthy. That's to the left side and taken in by Jefferson. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line.
There's nothing harder in sports than being a young rookie starting quarterback. So here you have J.J. McCarthy. We saw him accomplish everything there was to have in Michigan in college. And now he finds himself in the league trying to make the adjustment. But if there's one thing every rookie quarterback would love to have, Mike, it's Justin Jefferson.
To the goal line and in. Doug Oliver. Touchdown, Minnesota.
Well, Mike, I know I might be a little biased toward the position, but I'm happy to see them go his way early on National Tight Ends Day. And, of course, they're happy to go his way early and often in just about any game.
Will Reichert now on for the extra point. It's up and through. And the Vikings will take themselves to a 21-0 lead. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. This kick is fielded in the end zone, but no move to bring it out. It's touchback, and that ball will come out to the 30-yard line. Here's 1st and 10. He'll go play action with Goff. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down.
There's no more efficient play in the NFL, Mike, than the play-action passing game. You can see here why. You make the defense have to honor both the run and the pass, and he's able to pick up a nice gain to his tight end.
On second down, it's good. That one never got started. Too much defensive pressure. They drop him in the backfield.
Well, it's been the case this entire first half. It's been the defense that's really carried the load for this team. Some offensive struggles, but they've done more than their part, coming through again with another big stop for a loss.
From the gun, it's Goff. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a fourth down.
I think this drive, and particularly that last third down incompletion, Mike, has really summed up the story of this game offensively. No matter how many times they try to generate some plays through the air, there's just nowhere to go with the ball. In this case, the coverage is tight. They go 3 and out again. They've got to have earlier success and not just wait for third down to bail themselves out.
And he looks up. He's taken down right away. Maybe fortunate just to hold on to the ball as he was tackled immediately after hauling that one in. McCarthy now to throw on 1st and 10. Got a man. That's Sherfield. That keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards. Here's 2nd and 3 to go. Now McCarthy. He's got his man, Jefferson. And that's going to be a first down. A pickup of 9.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback. Getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch. The receiver just finds himself in a really nice groove, and there's these weird times in the game, Mike, where it just seems like every ball comes your way, every play they call, you're wide open, and you just find yourself in one of those grooves that athletes talk about. So they got to continue to ride the hot hand, because right now on that field, there's no mistaking who it is.
McCarthy gonna look to throw again. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing third down. To throw once more. Here's McCarthy. Open man, right side. He's got it. He's going to have the first down. So they convert on third down with a pickup of 9.
He's in a really nice rhythm here on third down. He appears very comfortable operating out of the gun, and he's able to find his man near the sideline, and he's able to extend this drive.
First and 10. Looking to throw. McCarthy. Quick throw, taken in. And they'll take this down inside the 35.
And another great throw. And I'll tell you what, Mike, so far today, this certainly does not look like a rookie quarterback. I mean, he is in complete control of this offense.
And no place to go, no place to hide. He's taken down behind the line. So after the loss on first, here's 2nd and 14. Throwing now, it's McCarthy. He's going to let one fly for Addison.
How often do we see teams kind of nurse these big leads, Mike, especially as the game unfolds? They turn to the ground game. They try to slow everything down. Well, not this offense. They refuse to take their foot off the gas. They're still mining for explosive plays. And frankly, with the way today's gone, I don't blame them.
That is brought in at the 10. He is in. Josh Oliver. Touchdown, Vikings. 2 touchdowns for him now on the afternoon. What an opening quarter he is having. Greg, that is 2 touchdown receptions here in the first quarter.
Mike, all this guy has to do is keep this pace up, and he's going to have himself 8 touchdowns. But in all seriousness, if I'm this quarterback, I'm not looking anywhere else until this defense proves they have an answer. Because right now, they don't have one.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. He fields it at the 8. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. So after 1, 28-0 is our score. More from the Twin Cities in a moment. They move Laporta, sending him in motion. On the ground to start, they give it to Gibbs. The hole closes quickly. He'll pick up about 3. They face second down and 7. Williams in motion. A second down throw for Goff. That's right side and brought in by Williams. And he will score. Jamison Williams. Touchdown, Lions. Now Jake Bates on for the extra point. He knocks it through. And the Lions are able to cut into the deficit. The kickoff team is out on the field. And we're back to it as the kick's away. To return, it's Brandon Powell. And he is stopped at the 25. The drive will begin there. Here comes the rookie out of Michigan, J.J. McCarthy, heading out for the next Vikings possession. And he's an early front runner for MVP of the NFL. It's the first half of the season, but as you can see, he's already leading the league in passing yardage. From the 25, they'll go to work. 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground. It's A-10. And he'll plow forward for a gain of 4 yards. Here's 2nd and 6. Working out of the shotgun, it is McCarthy. Looking for Jefferson deep downfield. And he's down inside the 40-yard line.
Those are the explosive pass plays that this team is going to continue to mine all day. And you can see pre-snap, the quarterback loved his matchup. He allowed his receiver to work downfield. Perfect throw, and now sets them up to try to see if they can finish this drive off with some points.
And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down. He's had a lot of success throwing the ball early. Look at the numbers. Already up over 200 passing yards. They'll work now on 2nd and 4. To throw, it's McCarthy. He's going to let one fly for Addison.
I can sit up here all day, Mike, and we can talk about the missed throw, but I think a lot of the credit has to go to the pass defense. Not only did they do a good job making it difficult for them to complete the pass, but I think they saved the touchdown along the way.
They'll try and throw it with McCarthy. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a fourth down. Reichard's kick is good. And the Vikings add on to their lead.
I think at this point in the game, Mike, you have things under control. Not only were they able to hold on to the ball for a while, they still were able to manage to add 3 points.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. A return now from the 4. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The Lions offense and their wide receiver getting ready to get back to work. The next drive about to get going. I want to remind you it's coming up in prime time this week. Week 7 already in the NFL. We have the Jets and Steelers on Sunday Night Football. And then coming up tomorrow night, the last of our Monday doubleheaders for the year. Ravens-Bucks from Tampa at 8:15. That's followed out west by the Chargers and Cardinals from the desert.
The timing of these RPO concepts, that's the entire key. Remember, Mike, in the college game, they get a 3-yard window that they're allowed to be downfield even on a forward pass. That's not the rule in the NFL. These decisions have to be made quickly. If not, even after a good pickup, you could be coming back due to a flag.
And he's going to be taken down right at midfield.
It's been a rough first half, but now as we approach halftime, Mike, you got to start getting some wins. And it could be something small like we just saw here. Some positive plays, build a little confidence on that sideline. So as you go into halftime, you have something to build on.
He'll let this one go long for Williams.
We haven't even reached halftime yet, and we see this quarterback just continue to put the ball in harm's way and make bad decisions. He's lucky it didn't add another interception to his stat sheet, and as they approach halftime here, they got to regroup, and he's going to have to make the better decisions here in the second half.
That lane closes quickly. A pickup of 3. The veteran safety, Harrison Smith, there on the stop. What can they do here on 3rd down and 7? Out of the shotgun. It's gone. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down.
He's usually such a reliable target in the passing game. Like, we just don't see him struggle to come down with catches like that all too often. And when you're one of the go-to guys on your team, I know the hit's coming, but guess what? It feels a lot better after you take that hit after a catch than it does after a drop.
And we will not have a return here. This one angled out of bounds. The Vikings offense and J.J. McCarthy getting set for their next possession. And he has done everything you could ask of him coming into this one. Spread it around, hasn't taken many chances, and potentially on his way to a big game throwing the football. Set to go now on 1st and 10. Setting up to throw is McCarthy. This one complete to Oliver. And out of bounds he goes, just shy of midfield.
And another great throw right there, Mike. And when you take a look at the numbers, they certainly don't lie. He has just been flat out terrific in this first half. His ability to spread the ball around, take what the defense has given him, they've certainly had a lot of success here early on.
On 1st and 10, it's McCarthy. And this will be incomplete. The intended receiver was Justin Jefferson. It's 2nd down.
Throughout this entire game, we've really seen this quarterback operate very efficiently, not only being able to spread the ball to multiple playmakers, Mike, but really complete a high percentage of his passes. So can't let that last incomplete break what's been a really nice rhythm so far. Pretty clear approach here, Mike. You're just trying to take advantage of the size of your tight end versus a smaller defender, and you're just saying box him out, go up for an offensive rebound, and get the ball at its highest point. In this case, it falls incomplete, but if they continue to get that matchup, this quarterback's not going to shy away from giving his big tight end a shot.
To the air on 3rd down is McCarthy. And that is incomplete. He was looking for Jordan Addison that time. And it's going to bring up 4th down. A fair catch taken here. And it's going to come right at the 15-yard line. Off to throw on 1st down. That'll be caught. It's Jahmyr Gibbs. And he's taken down up past the 35.
And this is what modern-day running back looks like in the NFL. They want to be able to activate these players in the passing game, no different than they do with the tight ends and the wide receivers. And you look out there and you have a mismatch. You have a linebacker or a safety on your running back. He's expected to win, and that's exactly what he did here.
This one complete to Amon-Ra St. Brown.
These are the play calls, Mike, that offensive coordinators use to just get their quarterback and their passing game into some sort of rhythm. Easy pitch and catch, get the ball out of his hand, see a completion. These typically, as the game goes on, lead to bigger and bigger gains.
Right back to St. Brown. They connect again. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
When you throw on the Detroit Lions tape, Mike, I mean, of course, we all know who Amon-Ra St. Brown is. But the best thing about his game is there's really nothing he doesn't do at a high level. Make difficult catches, move the chains. But he's also that big play elite receiver that everybody's looking for. Top 5 in catches, yards, and touchdowns a season ago.
Here's 2nd and 9. On the ground, this is Gibbs. And they're going to bring him down, but there is a penalty marker on the field. From the gun, on 3rd down, it's gone. The pass rush gets hold, and he goes down.
In what's been a pretty one-sided affair from the opening whistle, it just seems like it continues to get worse. This defense, they know they have them on the edge, and they continue to rush the quarterback the way they are. I'm not sure what this offense can do come the second half.
And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback and will come out to the 20-yard line. Justin Jefferson and this Vikings offense heading out for their next possession. And it may be time for this defense to start throwing a second defender at him, maybe. Look at what he's done. Whatever the defense has tried in the first half, it hasn't worked. They'll send him over to the left. On first down, here's McCarthy. He'll be hit as he throws, and that one will wind up incomplete. Could not step into the throw that time. It'll bring up second down. From the shotgun, it's a throw for McCarthy. He'll let this go deep for Jefferson. And he's going to take this one all the way. 80 yards. Touchdown, Minnesota. A beautiful combination in the air there. The pass downfield and bringing it the rest of the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
And it's really just a great route, Mike, and then a beautiful throw. The accuracy of the throw is what allowed the receiver not only to secure the catch, but then be able to turn it up and finish the play and find himself in the end zone.
Riker now to add the extra point. He's got it. And the Vikings stretch things out even further. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. This will be returned from the 6. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Lions offense make their way out to take over once more. They'll try to get this a bit more respectable before the break. It has not been their half to this point. Let's see what they do on this drive. First down now. Now, Goff. It is caught left side by St. Brown. And they'll mark him down just shy of the 40.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play. And it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest. And that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
Throwing on second down. Goff. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
So defensively, there's always the initial pass coverage plan. And then when that breaks down and the quarterback goes into scramble mode, how fast can you then move on to the second phase and what they call plaster, meaning find the nearest receiver and almost play him man-to-man. And it's exactly what they did here, and there was nowhere for the ball to go, and he's forced to just throw it away.
And he will have the first down. The drive will continue after a pickup of 8. On play action, Goff. He'll let this one go long for Williams.
The biggest issue and why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the ups and downs of this passing game. Sometimes he's highly accurate and efficient, but at others, he just misses too many easy throws. The question is, are they going to be able to overcome this quarterback inconsistency and pull this game out?
He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, The defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
From the gun, it's Goff. He's got his tight end. That's Laporta. First catch for him on the afternoon, and it results in a first down.
Third downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on third downs, that is a recipe for success.
And they will take him down at the 20-yard line.
This is clinic tape for any young wide receiver out there watching this guy run routes. He has the defender thinking everything is a go ball. Attack him vertically, and then when you get to your route depth, you stick that foot in the ground, you break in, balls on time, results in a nice first down pickup.
So they come to the line for first down and 10. Williams in motion. On first down, it's Goff. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be second down. Back to the air, it's Goff. This one caught by Patrick. And that'll go for a gain of 7. And it's going to set up third down. Goff to throw. He'll get this one complete to St. Brown. And he will get into the end zone. Amon-Ra, St. Brown. Touchdown, Detroit. Well, that is a step in the right direction, finding the end zone. I don't know, Greg. Could this be building some momentum for these guys, and that's important before halftime?
Absolutely, and I think the biggest thing this coach is trying to get across right now on the sideline, Mike, is let's just cut into this lead, and let's make it a one-score game at half. So they still got some work to do, but if they can go into halftime, regroup, catch their breath, just keep it close, give yourself a fighting chance here out of the break.
Next to score, Vikings 38, Lions 14.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Here comes a return from the 5. We'll get across the 20, mark them at the 22-yard line. The Vikings offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. He's had things all his way in the first half. Those numbers are sensational. He looks to add to them with another drive here. So first and 10 now. They'll start from the 22. From the gun, here's McCarthy. Throw over the middle, and they can't connect. It's incomplete.
So on a day where he's completed, give or take half of his passes, Mike, you have to imagine there's a handful of throws he'd like to have back, and I think that last one falls in that category. But biggest thing, and most fortunately for them, they find themselves with a lead despite a bit of an up-and-down performance out of their quarterback.
We'll try again. It's second and 10. Throwing now, it's McCarthy. That's over the middle and intercepted. It's the linebacker, Jack Campbell. And he's going to be brought down. What a turn of events here. He has given his guys first and 10 in the red zone.
I think you chalk this one up, Mike, to just a rookie mistake. And anytime you have a young signal caller behind center, you're going to have to deal with some of these ups and downs. Every once in a while, they're just not going to see the coverage. They're going to get baited into making a bad throw. That's kind of par for the course. The key is how fast can these rookie quarterbacks turn the page, move on, and not make the same mistake again.
Goff's going to throw here on 1st and 10. Here's a screen set up for Gibbs. And he's not going to get too far, tackled after a gain of just a yard. Here's a 2nd and 9. Throwing, Goff. He pulls it in around the 5. And he's in. Jahmyr Gibbs. Touchdown, Lions. And the show continues. What a first half he's had, Greg. A 3rd touchdown pass with that one.
Mike, what stood out to me the most so far is just the amount of space these guys have had to operate in. I think if I'm this defensive coordinator, me and my staff at halftime are revisiting this game plan. They obviously felt good about it coming in, but I don't think there's anything to feel good about thus far.
Here's Bates for the extra point. He gets it to go, and the Lions are able to edge a bit closer. Still a little time. Final minute of this first half. We'll see if they can do anything with this kickoff that is coming their way. Across the 20, they'll mark them down before the 25-yard line. And that's where the offense will take over. The Vikings offense and their quarterback. So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. Working out of the shotgun, it is McCarthy. In trouble, and he's going to be taken down.
Defense came out in a soft zone, and I think it caught the quarterback a little off guard. He was trying to attack them downfield. By the time he was able to get through his progression to his check down, he ran out of time, and that's all the pass rush needed to get into the backfield and bring him down.
They send a receiver in motion left. Throwing on 2nd down is McCarthy. That is brought in. And he will take this one in. 85 yards. Touchdown, Minnesota. So the numbers starting to pile up here early. We have reached halftime, and he's already thrown 4 touchdown passes. Will Reichard now on for the extra point. And the kick is good. So what a finish to this first half as they extend the lead.
All right, Michael, we'll get back to you and Greg in just a little bit.
And no rest for the weary. Let's get right back to it. Quarter number 3 set to begin. Very one-sided first half of action. Will we get a turnaround? Let's find out. The 3rd quarter is underway. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The home team's offense and their quarterback headed out for their next possession. He's putting together a very strong first half of the season. Currently the NFL leader in touchdown passes. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. Here's a designed run. He'll work his way forward for about 3 yards. Brian Branch in on the tackle. They'll run this one straight ahead with a chance. They tackle him at the 38, but that run is good enough to pick up the first down. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. So, 1st and 10 here now at the 38. Now the first carry for Cam Akers. And he'll wind his way to about the 38-yard line. Brian Branch in on the tackle. A quick toss into the hands of Addison. And that'll go for a gain of 7. And it's going to set up 3rd down.
Recognizing the blitz is just the first step in the process for a quarterback, understanding who you can account for with the protection and then who you can't account for. That's where your hot receiver comes in. He points to his receiver, who the defender they're hot off of. That guy comes, gets the ball out of his hand, and results in a completion.
It'll be a punt coming up for the Vikings. He's on for the 2nd time. They'll try to get something inside the 10. And he's going to be hit and dropped right away. That's great coverage there. Winds up. On 1st and 10, here's Goff. Working free downfield, it is Williams. Inside the 10. And he's going to take this all the way to the house. Touchdown, Detroit. They move Laporta, sending him in motion. Here's a handoff to Gibbs. And I don't think he got there. He did not. They mark him short. The try for 2, unsuccessful. Powell now to bring it back. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard. Operating from their own 23, they'll begin 1st and 10. Looking to throw. McCarthy. Quick throw here is complete. Nice gain here. He's going to be marked down at the 35-yard line. The numbers there tell the story. That last completion moves him over 400 yards passing for the game.
Valuable lesson, man. I had to grow up. That's why I never ask for help. I do it for you and do it for myself. I go 0 to 1 and real quick.
Ball out to the 35-yard line as they come up for 1st and 10. To throw is McCarthy. That ball flutters to the ground. It's incomplete. Well, fortunate there wasn't a defender right there in the area. Could have been a turnover. Instead, it brings up 2nd down.
They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? I mean, luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
To the middle of the field, taken in by Addison. And they'll get about 8 out of that one, but still a little work to do now on 3rd down. 3rd and 2, and here's McCarthy. And this ball incomplete on 3rd down.
sure if it's this big lead or if it's just this second half pressure getting to him, but that's just a careless throw by the quarterback. And don't let this lead fool you. Throws like that can change this game in an instant. And this defense knows they gave him one, and they let him off the hook.
Oh, not the greatest punt there. This is going to hit and go out of bounds. The Lions offense and the wideout getting set to go once more. This will begin at their own 13-yard line. So work to do starting with this 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, it's Goff. That's caught by Gibbs. And a nice game, getting this to about the 23-yard line.
Whatever they've talked about in the locker room at the halftime break seems to have worked. They've come out with a new established energy. You could see it when they took the field. Now this offense seems to be building on it because with that chunk play, just a little bit of rhythm that they can build off of. They got a long way to go to get back into this game, but so far off to a good start. Certainly not the biggest play of the day, but a good example of picking up positive yardage, staying ahead of the chains by a well-timed ball and a well-timed route.
They'll bring St. Brown in motion. They'll go play action with Goff. The pressure, too much, and he goes down.
If there's any silver lining for this drive, Mike, it's the fact that at least this sack occurred on an early down. So I guess technically they have a chance to claw themselves out of this hole, but that's the 3rd sack of the game. This defense doesn't show any signs of slowing down.
They move Laporta, sending him in motion. Off the play fake, here's Goff. And that is incomplete. The tight end, Sam Laporta, the intended receiver. And it's going to lead to 4th down. Here's the Lions punt team now. He's on for the 5th time this afternoon. Here's Powell to return. And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. The home team's offense and Justin Jefferson. They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. From the shotgun, it's a throw for McCarthy. Oh, a lot of chances on that one. It was bouncing around, but it falls incomplete.
There's a fine line between trusting your arm and having a little bit too much faith in your arm, right? I think this was one of those situations here, Mike, where there was nowhere to go with the ball. He tries to fit that one in there anyway, and he's lucky that it just falls incomplete.
McCarthy to the air on 2nd down. That's hot! And he will go all the way. Jalen Naylor, touchdown Minnesota. That's his 2nd touchdown of the game. He's doubled his season output. He now has 4. So add another touchdown and touchdown pass for that matter. He has thrown 6 already in this one. Amazing stuff. Reichard good with the extra point. And the Vikings will extend this 3rd quarter lead. The kickoff team is out on the field. And we're back to it as the kick's away. From the 6, here comes a return. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The Lions offense ready to take over once more. They're in need of points in a big way as they set out on 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Goff. He'll go right and find his running back. And he's close to a 1st down to gain a 9. Nice pitch and catch on 1st down. A good spot here, 2nd and a yard. Here's the first carry for the Iowa State Cyclones, David Montgomery. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45.
Second and short. Normally, this is a great time, Mike, to put the ball in the air and try to press the ball downfield. But in this case, they keep it on the ground. Has a similar effect. They pick up a good gain and a first down.
On first down, it's Goff. That's a short one caught by Laporta. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
And up until this point, we haven't seen a lot go their way, but here in the third quarter, they're starting to find some plays. They're starting to get some opportunities. Just got to ask yourself if it's too little, too late.
He'll go right back to Laporta. Back-to-back targets, back-to-back completions. That one for 16 and the first down.
A gain of 16 yards. First down is right.
Now Goff. He'll get this to his tight end, Laporta. He's going to be marked down at the 12-yard line.
It's like a textbook, methodical, efficient NFL drive. 4 for 4 throwing the ball, mixing in some run. You're just marching the ball downfield at your will, and they get a fresh set of downs now to see if they can convert this nice drive into some points.
Second and 7. They'll stay on the ground. Again, Montgomery. He'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
You could just see the frustration on the running back's face as he's getting helped up off the ground. Like there was just nowhere to go from the moment he was handed the ball. Give credit to the defense. Great job.
From the gun, on third down, it's Goff. And this throw out of the back of the end zone. It's incomplete.
They let a golden opportunity slip away on that one. That's the matchup that they wanted. They just couldn't quite capitalize on it.
Bates' kick is good. And the Lions will cut into that lead.
It's always a little bit of a letdown, Mike. You find yourself deep in the red zone and you have to settle for a short field goal like that. In this case, he's able to put it through, and they get 3.
This will be returned from the 6. And they'll be set up well as he is past the 35-yard line. The offense headed back out, captained, of course, by their quarterback. And he has been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been picked apart. That is borne out in those impressive numbers. He has been terrific all game long. Ball rests at the 37. It's first and 10. On the ground to start the drive, it's Achane. And he's going to be bottled up quickly after a gain of about 1. Jack Campbell, the former first-round pick, there to wrap him up. They'll stay on the ground with Achane. He'll move the pile forward. Let's give him a couple. Jack Campbell, the former first-round pick, there to wrap him up. Here's third and 7. McCarthy from the gun here on third down. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. And the defense can't come up with a stop there. Gain of 7 and a first down. From the gun, here's McCarthy. Looking for Jefferson deep downfield.
When you air it out like that on these big shots downfield, they're not always high percentage plays. It takes a lot of things to line up timing-wise, location of the field, accuracy of the throw to result in those big plays. But I think they've got to continue to search for those and try to generate a little bit of a spark.
They'll try again here. Second and 10. A run out of the gun with Achane. And he is not going to get away. Might have gotten a yard, but it will set up third down. Now McCarthy. That's taken in by Achan. A gain of 16 yards. First down, Minnesota. And with that last throw, the record comes into focus. He has gone over 500 passing yards in this game alone. So, no shortage of offense in this one as we end the third. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL on EA Sports. First and 10 now from the 36. Here's Achan. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one.
Back to the drawing board for this run game, Mike. The offensive coordinator and his staff, they have to do a better job giving plays, giving opportunities to their offense to find success on the ground. Because right now, they have no answers for this defense.
On second down, here's McCarthy. This one is caught by Addison. He'll get about 6 before he's taken down. They've converted twice on third down on this drive. Now facing 3rd and 3. Working out of the shotgun, it is McCarthy. Who else? Another catch for his favorite target.
This is a great example of where just having situational awareness is so critical in the huddle. When every one of those receivers, Mike, breaks the huddle and go line up, they've got to know where that first down marker is. If your route calls, get by it, secure the catch, and bring up a fresh set of downs.
On first and 10, it's Achan. He'll struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe he gets a yard out of that one. It's second down. They'll fake the give, and now it's McCarthy. Laying out, and he made the catch. What a play. And that's going to do it. It'll put him over 200 receiving yards in the game. What a performance. That grab also comes with a first down. Play clock has expired. We're not going to get this one off on top.
Game, offense.
Now it is first and goal. Man in motion, heading left. He pulls it in around the 5. And they'll get this down to the 3, but no further. It'll be second and goal.
We hear the term RPO so often, Mike, and it continues to kind of trickle its way into the different in the NFL than it is in the college game where it's a lot more prevalent. The lineman cannot go downfield, so that quarterback has to make a lot.
And he will score again. John Oliver. Touchdown, Vikings. 3 touchdowns for the game, his first 3 of the year. So that will tie the NFL record that has stood for more than 70 years. 7 touchdown passes in one game. First done by Sid Luckman with the Bears in 1943. And then Adrian Burton of the Eagles in 1954. We've waited a long time. Now they have company. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Now return coming from the 7. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The visitors' offense ready to take over possession of the football. Things not looking good. But see if they get the turnaround going here. They'll start this drive with first down. To throw is Goff. Got a man open. It's Patrick. He's to the 15. And they are not going to catch up to him. He will score. 72 yards. Touchdown, Detroit. Bates, good, with the extra point. And the Lions are able to cut into the deficit. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. Howell now to bring it back. They'll try to run a reverse. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. So now, out comes the offense, led by their quarterback as they take over once again. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been successful. He just processes things so quickly, making the right read, seemingly every time. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. On the handoff, this is Achane. And he's going to be taken down on the other side of the 50-yard line.
And this is the point of the game, Mike, where you really can start leaning on your run game and try to close this game out. You've got the lead, you're in the 4th quarter, and they're able to pop off a big run.
Once again, it's Achane. And that'll be good for about a half dozen. It'll set up 2nd down. A run up the middle with Achane. And a nice run. He's got a 1st down tackle made right at the 35-yard line.
I think this 2nd down call, Mike, they were hoping that at worst they had themselves set up for a 3rd down and short. But there's no need for 3rd down. He was able to get enough on 2nd, and they get a fresh set of downs.
Here's a give to Achane. Just a short gain to the 33-yard line. On 2nd down, Achane. And nothing on that one, back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it.
The integrity of the defense, Mike, is based on every defender holding their gap. That's exactly what we saw out of this defensive tackle. Not only did he hold his gap, he's able to shed his block and make the play.
And some problems communicating on 3rd down, and that's going to be a delay. So, after the 5 yards are walked off, they face 3rd and long. Throwing now, it's McCarthy. This is intercepted. That's the linebacker, Alex Anzalone. And he's going to set up his guys with great field position. A huge chance to cut into the deficit. Here's 1st and 10. To throw is Goff. Oh, man, open right side. He's got him. And he will score. Tim Patrick. Touchdown, Detroit. That is 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. Well, Greg, the light's still on way down at the end of the tunnel here. They are climbing back into this one with that touchdown here in the 4th quarter.
And they have a tall task ahead of them, Mike, but they have a chance. I mean, we've seen stranger things happen. They got a 2-possession game here late. They're going to need a couple stops, and they're going to need a couple things to bounce their way.
So now a timeout for the Vikings. That is their first. Now Goff leads the Lions for a 2-point try.
The Lions will set up for the 2-point conversion.
He'll look to throw. That's in the end zone and intercepted. Picked off by the veteran Stephon Gilmore.
I'm always curious how a defense is going to respond. So you give up a touchdown, you give up 6, and now the offense is trying to extend it to 8. How are you going to buckle down? How are you going to hang in there? In this case, let's give them a little credit. Keep those 2 off the board, and they can come to the sideline and regroup.
Howell now to bring it back. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The home team's offense and their big play wide out getting set. On the ground is H.A. Not much happening there, just a short game. Now, this looks like a design run. He did a good job of making one man miss, but could not get away from this defense in the end. It turns into a loss of yardage.
A 1-yard loss on the play. It's now 3rd and 10.
To the air on 3rd down is McCarthy. He'll let this go. Deep for Jefferson. A great connection there. They're going to bring it down inside the 35-yard line. He has been as good as any receiver in the league in the first half of the year, and to that point, he has gone over 1,000 yards, and we still have a lot of season left. What a start. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. They'll run with H.A. And a good run there to get him 5 yards. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. Now H.A. He'll manage only about 3, so it will bring up 3rd down. So 2 minutes left to play in the 2nd half. We'll come back and finish this one off after this. You've got to consider this an absolute must-stop defensively. It's third down. Oh, a bad time to run out of time. They don't get the playoff on third and short. So, after the 5 yards walked off, it is third down and 8. They're going to motion the tight end over here. Now a give to Achan, heading right. And we'll see a timeout used by the defense, stopping it right out of the break. 1:57 to go in the game. So they send in Will Reichert for this field goal try. This is going to be a 51-yard attempt. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Vikings will add to their lead here in the fourth quarter. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. A couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. So Jared Goff and the Lions offense getting set for this next drive. And it's been a struggle. On 1st and 10, here's Goff. To the outside, that's St. Brown.
Defense does a nice job here initially using zone coverage to take away the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. The quarterback gets off his first read, sees some openings to the sideline, and him and his receiver are able to connect.
On 2nd down, Goff. That ball incomplete. Got the hands in there to break it up. Could have been a big gainer. Instead, it sets up a 3rd down. Out of the shotgun, it's Goff. He's got his tight end. That's Laporta. He's going to have the 1st down. So they convert on 3rd down with a pickup of 9. Into space. And he's into the end zone yet again. Tim Patrick. Touchdown Lions. That is his 3rd touchdown of the afternoon. Bates, good, with the extra point. And the Lions are able to edge a bit closer. This one not quite over, but down a couple of scores. We're going to get an onside kick.
Well, we knew, Mike, this was going to take a miracle. All they needed to do was recover this, score, recover another one, score again. Unfortunately, that's not going to happen, and this game's all but over.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. They'll toss it here to Achan. And that's good run support on the edge. Nice tackle out wide. That'll hold them to a gain of 2. Second down and 8. They'll drop to throw. The ball deflected at least a couple of times, but it'll fall to the ground. It's incomplete.
Really nice job there by the defense defending the middle of the field. That is the most valuable real estate on the field. They know every single offense is trying to attack the defense between the hashes, so give credit. They took away all the throwing lanes, and that ball falls incomplete.
Oh, that may be the break they needed. That one's intercepted. Picked off by Carlton Davis.
When you find yourself in this situation, Mike, you're on defense. You're defending your own goal line. You got to take some chances. You got to try to force a turnover and make a play and get off the field. That's exactly what this defender did. Takes a chance, bets on himself, and comes away with a pick to save them some points.
That's over the middle. Taken in by Laporta. And they'll mark him down just shy of the 40. They'll need to score and do it quickly. Still one timeout left. Final minute, 1st and 10.
And the success of this play, Mike, all comes down to the timing of the defender. You get there a little bit too early, you risk pass interference. You get there a little too late, it's a big pass completion. Timing your hand and playing through the ball.
Oh, big hole, left side. There he goes again. And this is going to be a touchdown. Hold everything. They are not done yet. Bates, good, with the extra point. And the Lions have cut the deficit to 5. They need a late recovery to have any chance. Here comes the onside kick. The kickoff unit is out there, and they'll send this one away.
With the rule changes on kickoff, Mike, it's just so hard to really expect to recover an onside kick nowadays. There's a lot of people pushing for kind of a radical change to this. Hey, can we make it 4th and 15? Offense gets the go. If they convert it, they keep the ball. I'm not sure that ever happens, but we can see here an onside kick, not much of a chance.
Receiver in motion, headed left. On 1st and 10, it's McCarthy. He's got it! And this is going to be a touchdown! They're going to extend the lead here in the final minute of play. So yet another touchdown pass, and that one's going to be the record breaker. Most touchdown passes in a single game.
You want to be a boss? You got to pay the price. Left wrist on froze.
Riker now to add the extra point. He's got it. The Vikings will open it up even further here in this 4th quarter. So the kickoff team out there one final time in the final minute as they kick it away. This one is fielded in the end zone, but he decides not to bring it out. So they'll take over at the 30-yard line. Here's 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Goff. On target to Laporta. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one. Here's 1st down. Goff to throw. That is incomplete. So the task gets more difficult. Time for maybe 2 plays. That's it. They try again. It's 2nd and 10. Throwing here is Goff. He'll let this one go long for Williams. And that's going to be incomplete. But now a marker comes flying in late. Behind the line of scrimmage. Might we get a roughing the passer call here? Here we go. One final play. A ball deep for the end zone. And that final throw here is intercepted. Picked off by the veteran, Harrison Smith. So a win here for the Vikings. They get the victory away from home in the division. This is so valuable. And they'll get another shot in their place next time later in the season. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X